Hey everybody, this is Ben Scott with Grit Properties, agent for Weston Maine here in Oklahoma City, and went on a listing appointment today at a house in the Village. So I wanted to walk through the steps on how I comped that pre-listing appointment for this home in the 7312 zip code. So our pre-listing is on Huntley Drive in the Village. We're going to list it coming around January. It's December, almost before Christmas right now. So the homeowners have to do a couple things to get the property ready. Here's a few pictures of the inside, and this is really kind of the worst of it. A little bit of an outdated kitchen. Obviously, no dishwasher. They had one of those roll-up units where you stick the hose in, and a weird gap there between the oven and the countertop. So some problems in the kitchen. Also a few problems in the bathroom, and we know kitchens and bathrooms sell homes. So now let's go to the portion where, before I go on a pre-listing appointment, I like to run comps on the property so I can give the client a ballpark figure of where we list the home. So let's move on to that segment. Okay, so the home we are going to comp is on Huntley Street, which is right here in the heart of the Village. Now, the Village is a landlocked city within Oklahoma City. Over here to the west, almost where Lake Hefner ends, and then almost between Pennsylvania and Western, between Hefner and Britton. But these are your city limits. Nichols Hills is its own incorporated city down here. And just like Nichols Hills, the Village has its own city government, own fire department, own police department, and a very, very active code enforcement. In fact, if your grass grows higher than 4 inches in the Village, you're going to get a citation, and they can put a lien on your property. So the Village has a lot of investment in keeping the homes and landscaping very nice. So it is a really good place to live. Cassidy School is right here, a very prestigious private school. You have access to Lake Hefner to the west, a lot of good restaurants and villages, or restaurants and shopping, and some good parks. I used to play at Bumpus Park when I was a kid. So that's a little bit about the Village. Most of the homes built in the 50s and 60s, kind of post-war Oklahoma City area. The home that we're going to comp is a three-bed, one-bath home. And so the criteria I used was the 7312 zip code, which is where the Village is located. I used homes that are 180, homes sold in the last 180 days, which is 6 months. Our house, our pre-listing, is 1,182 square feet. So I use comps for 1,300 square feet and below, 3-bed, and 1-bath. Now let's look at the map here. I created a box of where similar properties are that we're going to comp. The homes in this part of the Village are a little different. The homes in this area are much different, a little more lower income than the rest of the Village. And then this part is kind of the nicer end of the Village, where you got some 2,500 square foot homes that can go up in the low threes. But the homes that we're looking at, mostly for the large part, stay under the 200s because they are smaller homes. So let's look at the comps that we pulled here. Most of the homes in the Village are that ranch style. A lot can depend on what street you are. If you have a single car garage or a double car garage. This one at 2617 Kent. Nice little remodel inside. The 12-inch tiles, remodel kitchen. That one went for $194 at $149 a square foot at closed. So kind of the top end of the Village. This one's at Carlton Way, 2609. Has a double garage, which is a little bit rare in the Village. Nice remodeled kitchen, backyard space. This one went for $143 a foot. So definitely a seller's market right now in the Village. $135 a foot for this one, $144 a foot. I'm here on the lower end a little bit at $127 a foot. Single car garage. Look at that tile. Not dated on the inside, but maybe some interesting choices as it pertains. And then you got that, what's the washer dryer doing there in the closet? So that's a little bit about the Village. So let's look at a CMA. We're going to check all of these. And this is what I'd send to a client, most likely, to give them a realtor's comp. I'm not an appraiser, but this is kind of how I suggest price. So homes in the last 6 months going anywhere from $127 to $149 a foot. And you see days on market here, So everything under a month. So if a home is priced appropriately and the condition is fair to middling, the homes can really sell there quickly. So our home that we comped, a little bit rough shape, it had been lived in for 18 years. So they're going to clean it up, and at that point we'll determine where to price it. All right, thanks everybody. That's how we're going to comp this house in the Village on Huntley Drive. We don't know exactly where we're going to list it in January, but that's just a peek into how I typically start the process on a pre-listing appointment with a client. This is Ben Scott with Grit Properties, agent for Weston, Maine here in Oklahoma City. I appreciate you taking a look at our video. Please subscribe if you like the content, and Merry Christmas.